Part two. Um, all right, so speaking about the Hindu faith, I love their reverence for God. I know that in my heart, the idol worship part of it just it didn't sit right with my spirit. But I love how they reverence God, and I know that was missing in the Catholic faith. Needless to say, I moved forward with my life, had different relationships and all of that, and um, grew up a bit, and um, I was hosting, my husband, because I'm married now, um, at the time we were just dating and stuff, and I was hosting karaoke at his bar, and I was great at what I did, like making people laugh, singing to them, using my talent to bring joy to people. But there was a point in time where my spirit doesn't feel good doing that anymore. I felt like really bad, really depressed, really evil. Like I just felt evil, this evil, and you're stubborn, the human side of you, you just keep going back to the same very thing, and nothing changed. I just, the thing is, the whole environment was the very same thing. It's just I felt differently in me, and I couldn't ignore it anymore. There was a point in time where I went to my husband and I was like, I can't, I just can't host um, karaoke anymore. I'm not sure what you're going to do, but as far as I'm concerned, I really can't do that anymore. And I could imagine how he felt at that moment. But he allowed me to make that decision and stuff, and he was very supportive, and um, you know it just went from one thing to the next. I was at the mall, and I can't remember exactly how it happened. If I felt convicted to get the Bible right away, or if it is I was in a bookstore to check out other books. I can't remember, but I was drawn to picking up a Bible for myself, and I was like, you know what? I never really read the Bible anyway, so it probably should be interesting. And pick up the Bible and stuff like that, and then I came home and all of that, and I decided to read. Now, time and place, God is so good. He knows when you're ready for Him. He knows when you're broken just enough to be able to receive Him in His entire truth now. Because when I started to read the word, that was when I experienced the truth about Jesus. That's when I believe I experienced the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit was already working in me, pulling me out of these different things. I just didn't know it. But that's when I experienced the Holy Spirit for the first time in my life. I felt such love, such peace, such warmth, such life. Reading these words like it was food for my soul. I felt like my bones was dry all the time, and I didn't know it, because all of a sudden I felt life. I felt like this is it. I felt like these were spirit-filled words. I experienced like heat and warmth and love and just like peace, and like I knew it was God. I knew it was Jesus present on me. Everything He said was so true. When I say true, like true, when He spoke truth, I understood the beginning and the end of this world. I understood, and the exact things that I was feeling, the evil I was feeling, is like it's almost as if I had blinders on me and it just pulled out, and I was like, this is Jesus, not the rituals and the things. And half of the weirdest thing is that I saw why they had divisions. The divisions is because people not reading His word. You know, um, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. When you read His word about what true Christianity is, what the world pushing as Christianity, what is being marketed now in the modern day, is nothing, and that's why nobody experiencing the truth of Jesus in that manner. And He's still pursuing them, because God's will be done. When He calls you, and everything just made sense. And I thank God. And after that, I've experienced some supernatural things. I've had dreams. You name it. God continued to unveil Himself to me through Jesus. Nobody else. Nobody else. I even studied certain aspects of history, those scholars and them who literally found architecture and stuff like that. Like I just saw the reality behind Jesus on top of it too, and I'm like, why people are believing all these things like zeitgeist and being debunked and they believe in these extra books and stuff like that from Da Vinci, the Da Vinci Code. Sorry, forgive me. Um, I'm just so like I'm seeing why God has this thing called righteous anger, because it's like Don't you get it? I exist. And don't you get it? There's only one me, and there's one way to me. Don't you get that sin is a reality? Is, don't look at it and feel like ashamed or feel bad or feel like you need to be defensive. It's a reality. It's why the world is the way it is. You could put everything that we're doing in human form, we put in band-aid over a wound that needs stitches us. God alone could save. We just so egotistical that we feel like we could do everything on our own, and then we believe in Hollywood and their lies. And I'm probably ranting and raving right now, but if I didn't, like, the Bible was just it just made everything clear. Not to mention now, as we speak, there are many people from the new age that are delving into some seriously satanic thing. They don't believe that it's based on the occult stuff, but it has a lot of Satanism. It's nothing. There's nothing new about the new age. It's pagan, old, ritualistic, ancient practices, and yes, you will experience spiritual thing that might seem good, but it's because it's coming from the angel of light, the grand deceiver, Satan himself. And unless you call on Jesus' name, then you won't see who behind those things. You'll see them as looking good, but call Jesus' name and the real Jesus of Nazareth, and you'll see those angelic things become demons and stuff, and it's mad. Satan trying all out for you to not call on Jesus. The universe and this and that and the other. And the thing about these things is that it's more mystical than even the faith of being a believer in Jesus, because Jesus is actually true. He did walk this earth. He was crucified for a reason, because there is life and blood, and he is divine blood. He came from the Father.